Hello friends, welcome back. My name is PK. In this video, you will learn how to create a student fee collection data entry system in Microsoft Excel. As you are seeing my screen, I have created this student fee collection data entry system. You can just fill the data here such as student name. Let's say I'm putting here PK. Then you can select the class or you can edit this drop down as per your requirement. I will explain you. Let's put some mobile number here and then the course you can select. Let's say I'm selecting this one. Then fee, for example, I'm putting the fee amount here. Now select the payment mode. Let's say I'm selecting here net banking. Then the status is paid, pending or partial. So I'm just putting here pending and just click on add button. As you click on the add button, that record is added here, as well as on the top that pending count and the total student count is changed automatically. If you want to update that information, you can double click anywhere on this record and that record is filled. Now you can change this. Let's say the course I want to keep it physics and just click on update this time. So first it is asking click any cell in the record which you want to update so that it can take the row number. So now just click here, then you just click on the update. So that record is updated. You can see the subject here. Then if you want to delete this record, you can just click on delete button. Make sure you have clicked on any of the cell of that particular record, then delete. And it is confirming first, then say yes, so that record is deleted and these numbers also changed. Apart from that, if you want to reset the form, let's say we have just filled this and I want to reset, just click on this reset button, so that will be blank. Okay, now let me show you the setting sheet, and here we have put all the drop downs. So you can change your drop down. You can put the classes or whatever you want to put here, you can put that. And the course list also you can change, payment mode, everything can be changed. This is what we have calculated here. So you don't need to change this information. You want to calculate something else, then you can use this. Okay. Now these two are the instruction and get more template. Okay, so you can see that. Now let me explain you step by step how you can create that. First of all, after downloading from our website, you will get this kind of zip folder. You need to unzip that. Right click and extract all. Extract. This is the normal folder now, and we can right click, and first of all we will unblock this because we have used the VBA. So just right click properties and just unblock it from here, apply and OK. Then you can open it and you can use it. So now let me come here. This is the similar file, and here let me explain you how we have created. Let's go to the view and enable the headings so that we can see this is the row number 1 and we have put the title. This is the row number 2 wherein we have put some colors. Okay, just to make it good looking. And here we have filled some background color as a gray color, and these are the linked picture. Okay, I will explain you. You can see these are all linked picture. Here we have created a small form. We merge these cells for F and G. Okay, and then we just rename this cell from here. For example, if you click here and you can rename this as test. Okay, so that is the test cell. If you click here, it will appear test, and here it will look normal. But whenever you type here, let's say equal to test, it will take you to that, and you type anything here, that will appear here. So that means we are creating the quick name. If I go to the name manager in the formulas, then you can see the test name which we have created is appearing here. Let me delete this one. Similar to this, we have created the other names like class list. If I click here, then you can see this is the class list. If you are adding more classes, you can just change this range. In place of 17, you can take here 20 or anything. Similarly, we have the course list, and then we have here the other two names. Okay, we have here some names such as in class. If I click here, then you can see it is selecting this range, which is the F5. So what you can do, just click here and you can change this name. This is F5, and similarly here this is in class and the other names which we have created. Here we have created these 4 buttons using the normal shapes. So just go to the insert and insert a rectangle like this. And then here you can pick this yellow handle, move to the right hand side. You can fill the color whatever you want. Let's say I'm taking this color. Then you can go to the shape effects preset. I'm taking preset 5. You can change the shadow. Let's say I'm taking this one. And then you can right click, edit text. You can put anything here. So that is how we have created these buttons. Okay. Once these buttons are created, then we will create this kind of table format. And here in this format, we have put first the formula, this one, which is if V15, which is this one, is blank, then blank. Otherwise, take the row will return the current row. If I type here row, then it is 15. Okay, minus whatever is the header row. Row is the 14, so I'm using here 14. Okay, hard coded. And if you fill down this one, automatically it will take the row number. Okay, so we have filled this till the 200 records, but if required you can fill this more whenever your data is beyond that. All right, now let me show you the VBA code also, which we have created for this data entry system. And to show that, let me come to the developer tab and Visual Basic, or you can press Alt F11 also. First of all, let me show you this module. We have this module 1 here. So like we have here 4 buttons, so we have created 4 sub procedures. So I will show you everything here. This is the add record. First of all, we have taken 2 constant, that is the seat name and the what is the first row. First row is starting from the row number 15. We have taken 15 here. So you can change directly. If you want to change the data entry seat name, you can change it here. But if you want to keep it same, you can keep it and change the row number also. Let's say if you are making some design change, or if you want to insert more cells for the form, you want to enter more field for the forms, okay, then you can just change this 15 number. This is our first sub procedure, which is add record. How we can add the record? First of all, we have taken dim sh as worksheet, and then we have set this with the sht, which is this one. So automatically it will take this. We are not using this data entry name in the every procedure. We have taken as a constant on the top, so that if you want to change the seat name, you can change it at one place only. Okay, now here we are checking if in student name. Now let me explain you this. In student name is a range, the name which we have created, which is this one, in student name. You can see it from the name manager also. This is the in student name, and that is F4. So automatically that will consider for the F4. The good thing using this procedure is, let's say if you want to make some design change and you have inserted some one row here, in that case that in student name will remain same, but it is not the F4 now, right? If in the VBA code, if you use F4 like this, then you have to come here and you have to change the code again. So this is the best practice to keep the name here in place, the normal range. Okay, so what we are checking here, if the student name is blank, then it will show this message. Okay, and it will exit sum. And if it is not, then it is taking the last row. So we are taking the last row from the bottom, and whatever is the last row from the column B, then it is checking that last row should be less than first row. If last row is less than first row, then it will take the first row minus 1. Then it is taking here LR equal to LR plus 1, because whatever is the last row, we will take next row of that one. Okay, and here we are calling this helper function, which is right row, and this is the helper function. I will show you. This is the right row helper function, and here we are taking the input as sh as worksheet, which is the seat name sh, and then we are taking the r as long, so that is the last row, so where we want to write. So we have created this right row form. I will show you what is that. Just right click and you can go to the definition. So this is the helper function we have put here. We just have created this helper function so that every time we don't need to write the same code. Okay, and this code will work in the update part as well as in the add part. Okay, so right row and input we are giving these two, and here what it is doing in the column A, it is putting this formula. This is the same formula. That means even the formula is not available here, it will put that. Okay, and in the column B it is taking the this any student name. So whatever any student name appearing here, that will take in the column B. Same in C, D and the other columns. Okay, this information in the last in the column I, that is the entry time stamp, so automatically it is putting here now. All right, now let me come to the add record. Once this is add record is done, then it will reset this form. So we have created another function for the reset form. If I right click, go to the definition, this is the reset form. Reset form is nothing. First it is taking the seat name and then it is making the value for each form cell. These are form cell in student, in class, in mobile. Okay, these all. So it is making them blank, and in the last it is selecting this cell. Okay, so this is the same sub procedure which we are calling on this reset button also. Okay, and it is being called after the add, delete or update also. Add and update is basically. Okay, now let me come to the next one, that is the update record. Similar to the add record, we are filling this update record. Only change is in case of R, we are taking the active cell. Okay, and we are checking here if the active cell is less than first row. First row was the 15. Okay, and that means if you have selected somewhere here and you are trying to click on the update, so it is saying just click on any cell here, not on this. Okay, so once we click there, then it will take the active cell dot row, so whatever is the active cell, that row, and then update. Okay, then that will be updated, and once it is update, it will write row and then it will reset the form. In the last it will show this message. Delete record is nothing but it's a quite simple. It will take the active cell row and it will delete the record. First it will check whether you have selected the correct row or not, then it will confirm using this code and it will delete the row number of this r means the active cell dot row. All right, this is the same write row function and the reset function. In the last we have added one more function, that is if you double click on any cell, that will be filled. That thing is available in the data entry sheet. Just double click here, so you can see this is the data entry sheet and we have taken here before double click event. So here if I delete this, let's say, then you have to select here worksheet and you have to take here any event. We have taken here before double click this event. Okay, then we have put everything here. So what we have done, first we are taking the target row. Target row means target dot row means target means here the cell wherein you have double click. Okay, and target dot row means the row number of that cell if it is greater than or equal to 15, which is the this one. Okay, and it is the column B is not blank. So two things, if I double click here, then I'm able to edit this. Okay, but if I double click here, then I'm not able to edit this directly from here. It will be filled here and you have to change and update. Okay, you cannot change it from here. So what we are doing, we are putting here cancel equal to true. Use of this code is basically it will not open the cell in the edit mode. Okay, that is the cancel equal to true, and then it is just putting everything here back from here to here. You can see, so in student name dot value b and r is the target dot row. Okay, so here it is taking back everything, so that is just filling back the information here, and once you change it you can just update that, so that will be updated. All right friends, now here in the settings sheet you can see we just have put the formula for the total student. We just have put the count a of this range. Similarly, from the row number 15 we have taken total fee, that is the sum of the column fee, and here we have taken the count a function For the status, this is the status, which is column H, status, and we are counting for the pending. Why we have created here in place of this? You can create here also, but many times what happens, the size of the cell is not fit as per your requirement. So it's better, let's create here. Then what you can do, you can just copy this cell and you can go anywhere. Let's say I'm going here and then go to the home, and here in the paste, just paste as linked picture. So then you can place it anywhere and you can adjust that. Similarly, we have taken the other ones. All right, friends. So friends, you can use this for the many purpose, not only for the student fee collection. Okay, you can use it for any other data entry system also. Friends, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button and please subscribe my channel to get the regular update of my videos. Thank you so much for the watching.